Tired of seeing your kitchen bin overflowing with waste? Stick around. Today I'll show you how to turn everyday scraps into rich organic compost that will make your garden thrive. Hi friends, I'm Mr. Ann, someone who truly believes that waste isn't something to throw away. It's a source of new life, if we know how to listen to nature. Today, I want to talk about a question many home composters have asked me. Why does my compost lose its nutrients and stop working as well as it used to? There were times when I opened my compost bin, saw that deep dark color, thought it was perfect. Yet when I used it, the plants turned yellow, the soil hardened, and the vegetables just didn't grow. I was as confused as you might be right now. After years of trial and error, I realized this loss of nutrients isn't random. It's the result of small habits we often overlook. So today, I'll share from real experience, science, and even a few mistakes of my own, so you don't repeat them. 1. Letting rain wash it away. Have you ever left your compost bin uncovered, only to have rain pour right into it? I've done that, and the price I paid was an entire batch of compost washed into a soggy mess, all the nutrients carried away like a river in the rainy season. Compost is made up of billions of tiny microorganisms, tirelessly breaking down waste into fertile soil. But when rain falls directly in, that water doesn't just drown them. It washes away vital nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, and calcium. What's left behind isn't compost anymore. It's lifeless dirt. I remember my neighbor, old Mr. 2, once asked me, "My compost looks black, but why don't my plants grow at all?" When I visited, I saw his bin sitting right by the porch with no cover. Every rainfall flooded it. The smell wasn't the earthy scent of good compost. It was sour and damp, a clear sign of lost balance and washed out nutrients. Since then, I've told everyone, compost is a living thing. If you don't protect it, nature will take away what's most precious. Always keep your compost covered. Use a lid, tarp, or place it under shelter. And when a heavy rain comes, check it. Don't let one storm wash away weeks of your effort. 2. Leaving it uncovered. Many people think compost needs fresh air and sunlight, so they leave it open. But that's a double-edged sword. Direct sunlight, especially in summer, can raise the internal temperature above 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius. At that point, most beneficial microbes die, leaving only a few heat-resistant ones behind. Once that happens, decomposition slows down, and your compost dies. My friend Lan from Dalat once told me she left her bin out in full sun, thinking it would break down faster. At first, it did heat up, steam rising, looking active, but after 2 weeks, the pile dried out, hardened, and smelled burnt. Her soil became compact, and nothing would grow. We forget that compost depends on a delicate balance of moisture, heat, oxygen, and life. Covering it doesn't mean trapping it. It means creating a stable home for life to thrive. Imagine trying to raise a baby under the scorching sun and wind. It wouldn't survive, right? So, find a shaded corner or build a simple roof to protect your compost from harsh sun and rain. If you use a bin, top it with a layer of dry leaves or straw to help retain moisture and temperature. A small effort, but it saves millions of microbes and keeps your compost full of life. 3. Composting for too long. Someone once asked me, the longer I compost, the better it gets, right? Not necessarily. Compost is like cooking. A perfect meal is about timing. Too short, it's raw. Too long, it burns. If you leave compost sitting too long after it's already finished, decomposition keeps going. Nutrients slowly oxidize, evaporate, or leach out if it's damp. Nitrogen, the key nutrient that keeps plants green, escapes as ammonia gas. If you open your bin and smell a faint ammonia odor, that's your compost telling you it's aging out, losing its vitality. Once I left a batch for 5 months because I was too busy. When I finally used it, it looked fine, dark and crumbly, but my plants barely responded. It had turned into filler, not food. So, how long is just right? When done properly, compost usually matures in 2 to 3 months, 60 to 90 days. It should smell like fresh forest soil, rich, earthy, and sweet. That's the golden stage. Don't let it go past that. Like everything in nature, compost has its perfect moment, and our job is simply to recognize it. Step 4. Not using it in time. This one seems small, but it's surprisingly common. You finish the compost and then just leave it sitting there. People often think, I'll spread it tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next month, and before long, the compost sits dry and lifeless. Moisture evaporates, microbes die, and when you finally use it, it's just dust. Microorganisms are living beings. They need moisture, food, and air. When left unused too long, the good microbes die, while molds or anaerobic bacteria take over, spoiling the balance. Think of compost like freshly baked bread. It's best when it's still warm. Let it sit too long and it loses its flavor and energy. Use your compost as soon as it's ready. If you can't, mix it with dry materials like leaves, sawdust, or rice husk ash to help preserve it longer. I often tell my students, composting isn't just about making fertilizer. It's about respecting the natural timing of life. When you use it at the right moment, your garden rewards you with green leaves, fragrant herbs, and that quiet joy of seeing life sprout from your own effort. 5. Turning it the wrong way. Turning the pile is essential, but it's also one of the most misunderstood steps. Some people stir it every day, thinking it helps. Others never touch it at all. The truth is, turning compost is the art of balancing air and heat. When we turn it, we're supplying oxygen to aerobic microbes, the tiny workers that decompose waste cleanly. But if we turn too often, the pile never gets hot enough to break things down. If we never turn, oxygen runs out and anaerobic bacteria take over, creating that foul, rotten egg smell. I had a friend named Loy who loved turning his compost. Every 2 days, he'd grab a shovel and flip the whole pile. But the pile never heated up. It stayed cool because the microbes never had time to build momentum. After I showed him how to turn it every 7 to 10 days and keep it moist like a squeezed sponge, he was amazed. Within a month, his compost was rich, fluffy, and smelled like healthy soil. The right way to turn it is gently. Mix the middle layer to the outside and the outside inward. Don't overmix, and always check the moisture. When you squeeze a handful, it should feel damp, but not dripping. That's the secret to keeping your microbes happy and your compost full of nutrients. 6. Adding pesticides. This is the most serious mistake I've seen, and sadly, many people still make it without realizing. They collect garden waste, leaves, and grass, but don't notice that those plants were recently sprayed with pesticides or herbicides. Once those chemicals enter your compost, they kill the microbes and can even stay behind in the soil, eventually ending up in the vegetables you eat. Compost is a living ecosystem. Adding pesticides is like poisoning your own land. I once did an experiment with 2 identical bins, except one had a handful of grass sprayed with herbicide. That bin never heated up. The breakdown stopped completely. After 2 months, it turned into a slimy, smelly mess. Completely unusable. A responsible gardener learns to respect even the smallest forms of life in the soil. If you need to deal with pests, choose natural options: garlic, ginger, chili, neem oil, or biological solutions. Because whatever you put into your compost today will come back onto your dinner plate tomorrow. And if we sow toxins into the soil, one way or another, we'll harvest them too. My friends, composting isn't just about managing waste. It's a journey of understanding nature, the earth, and ourselves. Each compost pile teaches patience, observation, and respect for life. If you've failed before, don't worry. Failure is nature's way of reminding us. It's not the earth that's wrong, it's just that we haven't fully understood its rhythm yet. So today, go check your compost. Touch it, smell it, listen to it. If it's lost its nutrients, don't blame the dirt. Start again. Cover it, turn it gently. Give it care, because soil, just like people, revives when it's loved. I'm Mr. On, and I believe that inside every bag of trash lies the seed of new life. If this video helped you, please subscribe to my channel Compost. And together, let's spread the spirit of green living, clean growing, and and giving back to the earth what rightfully belongs to it.